Now, the extension of the lottery operator bidding process by 12 months by the Minister of Trade, Industry and Competition, Minister Park Stow, has received mixed reaction. The minister attributed the delay to ensuring that the process is fair and that it results in the selection of a successful applicant that is best equipped to handle the complexities of the National Lottery and the sports pool's license. Now, current operator Ituba's license is due to expire in May this year. But to talk to us about the complexities of this extension, what exactly it means, we joined virtually by Raymond Joseph, Investigative Journalist at Ground Up. Raymond, good to have you with us and welcome to Morning Live. So,
thank you.
You've been following the lottery story for many years, but perhaps let's just start by explaining to the viewers what this particular action by the minister actually means, this bid to extend. What does it mean for South Africa's lottery and its operations?
Sure. Just before I go, I just want to quickly add what the minister also said, is he wanted to make sure that there was no political involvement by any parties or people in any of the bids. That was important. So the postponement of the announcement for 12 months, effectively, Ituba has already had a 12-month extension in 2023. Their license was extended by 2 years. At the time, the board of the National Lotteries Commission put forward the argument for the extension, saying that they had lost a lot of revenue because of COVID. And if you remember, there was a period in COVID when you couldn't buy tickets. And that license was extended for a 24 months non-renewable period. According to, it can only be extended once for a maximum of 24 months. That's according to the Lotteries Act. So we sit in a situation of what happens on May 2025, sorry, at the end of May 2025. I imagine that what is going to happen is no one else can take over from Ituba, because generally when a new licensee is announced, they have at least a 6-month period where they put in infrastructure, right down to putting in the machines to sell the tickets in the shops. Only Ituba can do that. It's highly unlikely that Ituba's license would be renewed. It would cause a row and it would be contrary to the Lotteries Act. So that begs the question, so what happens to the funding that is disbursed to good causes? It's around 1.1 billion rand a year. Now, the lottery sits with reserves of 3.9 billion rand. And these reserves are there exactly for a scenario like this. So previously, I don't remember exactly when it was, but several years ago, we had a situation where lottery tickets, the sale was halted. And I think it was over the legal battle between Utinga and Ituba over the license. What I expect to happen at the end of May is that lottery ticket sales will come to a halt, but the disbursement of funds to good causes will continue. And out of that contingency fund, the lottery, it costs about 500 million rand a year in overheads to run the lottery. The new board has in fact cut back quite dramatically. It's now around their last running costs that I saw were 470 million rand, which is also excessive if you think that that's almost half of what they give away. So that's what I believe that is definitely on the cards, that we won't have the sale of lottery tickets for quite a while. And what I also expect is litigation. I expect litigation by, these organizations that have bid, it's cost them several 100,000 rand already. It's not cheap. You need a lot of money to bid for the lottery license. Plus, you also have to show you've got access to a lot of money. And I don't think they're going to take it lying down. I've already been told that a few of them are contemplating heading to court to force the minister to make a decision.
Well, not surprisingly, Raymond, and as you said previously, the minister indicated that he's doing this to maintain the integrity of the process and also to ensure that the evaluation is properly conducted. So who are some of the other bidders that are involved at this stage?
So you've got the HCI Foundation, run by Johnny Copeland, with a majority share of unions are involved there. Johnny Copeland was very close to the ANC previously, and he's in another life as a union leader. He was also in the unions with Ibrahim Patel, the former minister, which has been used as a stick to beat that bid. You've got the Taba Investment Corporation, which was set up by the ANC in 1992, half owned by the Bata Trust, which is ANC. You've got AfriRent, you've got Gear Games, Umbelelo. You've got Gear Games. Gear Games is an interesting one in that one of the people who consulted to them was a gentleman by the name of Vivian Natassan. Vivian Natassan's company, Neo Consulting, was actually involved in assisting the NLC, which oversees the process. And they assist them on a technical basis during the last bid. They, by the way, earned something like 24, 25, 26 million rand in work for the NLC. And then, of course, you've got Ituba. And in the middle of all that is a lot of ANC connections. It's always been like this. And it's interesting now that the minister is standing up on the issue of political involvement. What caused it? I'm not sure. But what I will tell you is Minister Tau is under extreme pressure. I've watched this playing out in the Portfolio Committee, the Department, the Trade, Industry and Competition Portfolio Committee in Parliament, where there's been a concerted attempt to try and force the minister to disband the board of the National Lotteries Commission, and to fire the commissioner, Jody Scholz. Questions have been raised about conflicts in who's on the board. The next license has become a very big issue, and in fact, the Portfolio Committee meets again on Wednesday, and I expect more fireworks. The lottery license is worth close to 200 billion rand. You know, it's jokingly called a license to print money, but that's what it is. And there's a lot at stake. There's a lot at stake. People invested a lot of money in their bids. And I think this thing will eventually get resolved in court. But certainly when Minister Tau took over, he was handed a hot potato out of everything in his portfolio. This was the ticking time bomb.
And of course, I wish we had more time. We have about a minute, Raymond. Just very quickly on the NLC and the investigations into fraud and corruption there. It's been well reported, but what's the latest there?
So the latest is the SIU is investigating 2 billion rand in dodgy grants, in dodgy lottery grants. The SIU investigating. The Hawks are dragging their feet because the SIU can only, their mandate is to recover money. They have no prosecutorial powers. The police and the Hawks are really dragging their feet. There's a lot of matters that should have been before the court years ago. And the MPA is as well. The SIU has done and is doing its job, but it's wending its way through the court. There's a lot of litigation delaying the process. But I think what you can look out for is more of the stuff that was bought with misappropriated lottery money being frozen by the special tribunal. I think you can expect a lot of those matters, but the worrying thing is the delay in bringing people before court and holding them criminally to account for what has happened, and the money that was meant for good causes has ended up buying cars, houses, farms, you name it. We're talking about close to 2 billion rand.
I tell you what,
think it probably double.
We need to make time to go through that with a fine-tooth comb, but that's where we have to leave it this morning. Raymond Joseph, a ground-up investigative journalist, talking to us about Minister of Trade, Industry and Competition Park Tau's decision to extend the lottery operator bidding process by 12 months and some of the implications of that. All right.